Welcome to another edition of the Nightly News, Ted. For the 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency, all we heard about was impeachment. He got impeached for this. He got impeached for that. This week, Ted, it's coming out that Joe Biden had a conversation with the head and the prince of Saudi Arabia, and he said it wasn't that he wanted lower gas prices. It wasn't that he was worried about the pain at the pump that all Americans are feeling. He said, go ahead and raise prices, but don't do it to after the midterms. Basically trying to cut a secret deal with Saudi Arabia to keep the Democrats in power at the expense of American citizens. Ted, is that impeachable? I know there is one person that thinks it is. It's Tom Tiffany, a congressman, Republican from Wisconsin. He's calling for an investigation, and he believes this is an impeachable offense. Ted, if a phone call that ended up being perfect is an impeachable offense, how is this not? What's your take?
Everybody knows, well, I guess not everybody, because there's a whole bunch of sheep out there that are blind and just strangled by denial. So the response to whether Joe Biden calling the Saudi Arabians to manipulate gas prices to benefit the Democrat Party, if that's not impeachable, if that's not a crime, then let me speak to people who don't get it. And I do this a lot lately because there's a lot of mindless, soulless, brainless, heartless Americans out there that just ignore the evidence. And to those people, I would say, and also, I would like to represent the best of the American families when you ask if Joe Biden asking for voter manipulation from the Saudis regarding gas prices is impeachable. Let me respond in a way that all my friends would respond. Duh. I mean, it's literally Planet of the Apes meets the Cuckoo's Nest. I mean, Rod Serling would not produce this Twilight Zone. It's too bizarre. But again, Keith, I'm not going to squawk about obvious criminality by our government. I'm going to give you the system by which to stop it. HunterNation.org and HuntTheVote.org. And call your damn elected employees. Call your mayor and tell him you see what's going on. What does the mayor have to do with this? He needs to know what your family believes. Your governor, your senator, your congressman, and again, I'm going right to your DA, your chief of police, your state trooper commander, your sheriff. They all need to know what your family believes in, because in the absence of those foundational family values, this is what's happening. And this, in the United States of America, is heartbreaking, offensive, treasonous, and suicidal for what was once the greatest quality of life in the history of the world. And now we are spiraling into the toilet because of the corruption in our government right now. And not just the Democrat gangster clan of the Bidens. I'm talking about the Republicans that squawk a lot and don't do anything. Hey, Republicans, see if you can't find your scrotum and let it swing. The Constitution. Remember the oath you took? You might want to take it again and memorize those words, because you're violating it by not stopping the treason and the violations and the criminality and abuse of power by our government right now. We'd like to thank the Republican Party for nothing.
Well, you know what, Ted? Our listeners, our viewers, all Americans have an opportunity to make a change. We're less than 3 weeks away from the midterm elections. You got to get out to vote. If you don't vote, then you know what? You're not experimenting, and evil wins because good people sit on the sidelines. We'll have to revisit, Ted, and see if Tom Tiffany up in Wisconsin has any luck with what he's doing here. And we'll come back again tomorrow night, and we're going to talk about the border. Boy, another mess. See you tomorrow night, Ted.
Yeah, well, you just watched me raise hell, and then you just watched me cleanse my soul. Do not underestimate during these wonderful, mysterious, magical, magnificent October, November times that the mystical flight of the arrow and the healing powers of nature will cleanse our souls more now than ever. HunterNation.org. Godspeed, Keith. See you tomorrow.